Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Jose Aliega Show. And today I have a special guest, and he's a candidate it's actually a congressional candidate for the Congress of United States here in Michigan. And we're going to talk about his candidacy, the district he's covered, and what he's going to do when he gets elected. And also, I have also my good friend Troy Coffin, who always co-hosts this show. How you doing, Troy?
Thanks for having me on, Jose. Always a pleasure.
Troy, we have a special guest, Tony Prieto, and you probably hear about Tony because he has been campaigning so hard. He's been in North, he has been knocking on doors, he's making a lot of noises in the district. His district have Pontiac, is kind of, it's a big district, but Pontiac is one of the ones that have more population in far as I know. Let's talk to Tony about this. Hey, Tony, how you doing?
Very good. Thank you. Hello, Jose. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it. Troy, how are you? Great to see you again.
Hey, Tony. Great to see you as well. Congratulations on your announcement, and
Thank you.
definitely interested to see where it goes. I've been enjoying watching your daily posts on social media.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that seems to be the place to start. I've been making, watching all the other candidates and all the other candidates that are running. It's interesting to watch their activity on social media and see, kind of see how far right some of them go and how far left some of them go. But yeah, it's interesting. I've been watching the other candidates speak at different events. I've had the opportunity to watch some debates for the governor, for Secretary of State. So it's very interesting to watch all these different candidates. And
Got any opinions on any of them, or are you going to withhold comment for now?
I've made a lot of friends. I'm not endorsing anybody. I don't think it's the right time for anyone to do that just yet. But everyone I've met has been great. They all seem to care very much about Michigan. That's for sure. And anyone that's doing this at all, I congratulate them because it's a challenging task and it's a big endeavor. Spiritually, emotionally, you go through all this stuff, but I think everyone's in it for the right reasons. They love this country. They love Michigan. And I like Monica Yatuma. She's been campaigning really hard. She's very smart. She's definitely very dedicated. And Doug Lloyd, I've met him 3 or 4 times at events, and he's been great too. So those are 2 names people I like a lot. Yeah. They've been very nice to me so far.
Very nice.
So, Tony,
And together is better. So, I mean, the more people you meet. Sorry, Jose.
Yeah. I just wonder for the people that are watching today and they wonder, I want to vote for Tony. I like Tony because a lot of people have been seeing you, like Troy says, in social media, which is very important. Now, what is the district besides Pontiac?
Yeah, so the 11th Congressional District has about 34, 35 towns that I've identified from Auburn Hills to White Lake, Wolverine Lake, Farmington Hills. And so I plan on visiting each one of these towns. I've been knocking on doors in each one of them. I'm kind of spreading out the number of signatures I need and divide it up among the towns. That way I make sure that I get some representation in each town. And it's a lot of people. Yeah, it's almost 1 million people in all of Oakland County. And the past 6 years, going on 6 years now, it's been in Democratic control, and it's time that we take it back. A little bit about my background: I'm a businessman, and I've had a newspaper. I've been a publisher, so I understand that side of the business. I've been in the hospitality business, healthcare business. And now I take care of my father. He's 85 years old. The past 4 years, I've been taking care of him full time. And that's another big motivation for me wanting to run is the healthcare system, in this country, and the way seniors especially are taken care of in these homes. There's good care. It's the minimum, but there's a lot of neglect that goes on mentally, and it causes a lot of depression. I noticed that. So that's one of my platforms is definitely focused on that.
And I saw some of that myself back in 2016, 17, 18, when my grandmother was, cycling through nursing homes. And, the front office staff will be very friendly always to you. Then sometimes you'll notice in the later hours, there's very short staffed and only a few people there. That happens a lot where people get neglected. You think you're getting good care because the front office staff is approachable and friendly, but that's not always the case behind the scenes.
That's right. And, just personal story. When I went to take care of my father, go visit my father a few times, I was happened to be only 10 minutes away, so I kept going back and forth all day. And I found, late at night, I could tell that they said they cleaned him and they didn't. And so then there was a bed sore that happened. So those kind of little things. And they documented that they actually did clean him. And I actually was able to prove that they didn't. And I made a case with them and everything. But that's when I took him out. And I brought him, we got a home, and I said, that's never going to happen to you again. Because it happened to my grandmother. She actually passed away from having a bed sore that wasn't taken care of. So that's one little thing. There's so many things that I want to do for the 11th Congressional District. It's a big place. They say it's the size of 10 states that we have in the United States. But it has so much potential. And Pontiac's another focus that you mentioned earlier. I definitely would like to spend some more time in Pontiac, talk with some more business people there, and get a better feel for some of the complaints they have and some things we can do to make it better.
Well, my mom taught in the Pontiac school system for a number of years, and one thing I'll say that's good about you is that you're a Hispanic person, and so you're able to resonate with the Latino population. My mom had a lot of Spanish students in her time in Pontiac, so you go there. I go to someone's door. You or Jose to go to someone's door. The power of your voice or Jose's voice is going to be a lot different than mine.
I was just saying to my friend today, I said, there's not enough Latinos, Hispanics running as Republicans. We have enough Democrats, it seems like, but if when I win, I will be the first Latino or Hispanic elected to Congress from the state of Michigan. So we're hoping to break that record too. And I think it'd be a good thing for the Republican Party as we move forward into 2028. I think we're going to have to, it's right around the corner. Time flies. We all know that. It goes by really fast. And
oh yeah,
Trump has 2 more years, and after that, we have to start looking to the next 4 years. And I think that's something that I'm starting to hear from a few people. But people are still nowadays. There's too much division going on within the Republican Party, within the 2 parties, and I'm just hoping to be that person that can try to build some bridges and bring some unity, some common sense. I'm not the kind of guy that yells and is going to get on a bullhorn and scream at the top of my lungs. I know that doesn't get anybody anywhere. I'm going to try to show my compassionate side and listen. We're supposed to be representing the people. A lot of these congressmen and congresswomen go on TV and they blab their mouth before they even go back and ask their constituents anything. Look what happened with Plotkin and the things she said about the National Guard, and 2 days later that happened. So I definitely want to have an open communication with constituents all the time. I think it's so important. People feel left out, and it's time that people start feeling inclusive again. Trump made that happen a lot more really, by opening up the Oval Office every day to the news. And so I think the same thing should be done with congressional candidates and Senate. It's time to start, showing what we're doing and showing that we're working actually, because a lot of them I don't think are working. And I'm a hard worker. Yeah.
Now, some of the policies that Trump has implemented has been working great. For instance, the gas prices. During Biden administration, we experienced in some states even $5.50, $6 a gallon. And now in Michigan, we used to have 4, 3 something. Now it's under $3. Under $3. Now, do you willing, as a future congressman, are you willing to support this type of policies to keep inflation low, gas prices low, lower taxes, or you believe then we need to tax people a little bit higher? What is your view about taxation right now?
Yeah, absolutely. No more taxing people, no more higher taxes. There's so much waste going on that we're finally uncovering. And we've always known it's been going on, but now finally it's starting to come out. And I hope that over the next year, some of the work with DOGE, as they're going to start closing it down. But this idea of fiscal accountability for all the departments of government is a big issue. It's a big thing I hear on the campaign trail from everybody. Everyone's running on that platform about being transparent and open with the money, because there is money for other things, and we can't keep prices low. Healthcare, gas, food. These are things that definitely should not be fluctuating every 2 years or every 4 years.
Now, would you support, you see, during Joe Biden administrations and before, some of the taxpayer money has been financing through USA money to different embassies for transgender education in Peru,
Yes, I
Dominican
saw that.
Republic, and some other countries, leftist philosophies paying by US taxpayers. Now, Trump, through Dodge and Elon Musk, Troy even brought it up before, has been bringing the money back. Now this back, do you think the money should be like people like your dad, veterans, people that have been served, that basically the government forget about them? And one of the policies that I like about Trump is America first. He put United States first and take that money back, which is our taxpayer money, and put it back in policies and something that go directly to taxpayers, like our veterans or senior citizens and people that really need to circulate the money here instead of spending our taxpayer money in another country. Do you believe you want to continue supporting those policies, or you want to go back and say, you know, I like Bush policies and kind of Bush Republican or Clinton or Biden? What do you think about that? I mean, I want people to get to know before they're voting for someone, get to know what you believe.
Yes, absolutely. And I know here in the state, I know there's a lot of older school Republicans, but there's a new generation coming out, and they're very mobilized and motivated, and definitely don't want to bring the old policies back. These are policies that haven't worked. We've seen that they haven't worked, and we need to stay on the course with Trump's policies. I have a lot of faith in President Trump. He hasn't let us down yet. And the golden age that he talked about, I believe it's right around the corner. I believe within the next year, even before the election, I think Trump is smart enough these policies are going to be, people are going to feel them and be very happy with them. We're already starting to see them, but they're starting to, the other side talks about, Trump's going to do this and do that and make things worse with the economy. But given a little bit of time over the next few months, I'm almost certain that we'll start seeing more things come about, these policy changes that they're making. We have investments coming in from other countries, billions, trillions of dollars. We're bringing manufacturing back. And those things don't just happen overnight, but over the next year, I believe that it's almost going to be timed right in time for the midterms. The Democrats lately just seem to be dismantling themselves. We don't even have to do anything. I think Trump's about 3 steps ahead of them.
Yeah. You see, when you become a U.S. congressman, something that people don't realize is you don't only see domestic policies or domestic issues. Also, you maybe end up with intelligence community, international relation communities, free trade, and so many. Like as a congressman, you see, Troy Coffin meet daily with international leaders like Eduardo Verasti, Santiago Abascal, and people like that. And Troy, like the reason I invite Troy is Troy can tell you, is different issues in Mexico, which is our neighbor, borders deal with,
Right.
Open border policy obviously is not beneficial for United States. As a U.S. congressman, if you end up into some of those communities during with foreign policy, what is your view about open borders, or you want secure borders? What is your view about, do you think we should go back to Biden and open all the borders and let everybody to come, or you think we need a filter and we need to close and secure our borders? What is your position about that?
Absolutely. We closed the border. So thank God that President Trump has fulfilled that promise. And the amount of people coming over, I think, has been like 0 right now. So I think people are scared to even cross over. I believe we keep that border closed. We finished building the wall. Mexico, I know Mexico, and these socialist countries, Mexico, and we can see now we're mobilizing the military in the entire Caribbean. We're stopping the lines of drugs coming in, and we've never seen this before. This is huge. I think this is a big thing. We're seeing protests from the young kids in Mexico City. I've been waiting for that to happen for a long time, because I know that so many people there know that their government is controlled by the narcos, and it's a very dangerous place. You know that. You can't really you go against them, they will kill you. They'll hang you. They'll hang you from a bridge in town just to make an example of you. So it's a dangerous place, Mexico, and a lot of
Yeah.
other places in Latin America too. So I think what Trump's doing with that right now is we're testing. I think a big fight has begun. So I'm kind of anticipating to see what the next moves are. But
I see.
yeah,
And you see, Tony, Troy have a lot of experience in actually your district and many congressional races because Troy actually has been involved in many campaigns. Troy, do you have any questions about for Tony about the campaign? Or
Yeah, actually, so years ago I worked for someone that prior to the redraw ran in a year similar district. At that time it was District 11 for Whitney Williams, and there's other people I know that ran in that district. Kerry Bentivolio is a friend of mine, so I'm pretty well versed when it. I have a good understanding of that district. I know Eric Ashaki came close to upsetting Haley Stevens. It was like a 50 to 47. A libertarian took a percent or two. So yeah, I have a good feel for that district. But one question I have for you on the national level, that we're seeing right now, and this is a bipartisan issue, the last few days we're hearing about Marjorie Taylor Greene and her stocks and a lot of investments that she's made. Now, on both sides of the party, whether you're a Republican or Democrat, these people go to Washington with a net worth of, $800 to $1 million. They come out with a net worth of $30 million in 6 to 8 years. What do you have to say to that?
yeah, I believe in. I'm for term limits for congressmen and senators. I think they're all in there too long. And before I even thought about running, I used to say, "Man, they're in there too long. How can they be in there that long?" And most people, I knock on doors and I hear the same thing. So that definitely has to change. And they should not be allowed to be making money. That they obviously have information. I guess there was something I saw that if you followed Nancy Pelosi's stock portfolio the past few years, you'd be rich already.
Well, for someone that
So
makes 170, I
yeah,
forget the exact amount, 175,000 a year,
to come
they
out with
come out with
millions.
millions.
Millions, yeah. And even I read something about Ilhan Omar from Minnesota. He said, "Oh, I only make $185,000 a year," but her husband now went from 1 million to 30 million within the time she's been in Congress. So obviously, I mean, that's not a mistake, and nobody's that wise, no one's that savvy, so they know things. And absolutely, that should be illegal. I think it's wrong. It sends a wrong message to every one of us. And so the Congress needs to be cleaned up. We need the new generation, I think, is coming in. I think new people who are not politicians are starting to run all over the place. And they're talking common sense that we learned from Trump. We know that works. We know that that's what people want to hear. There's a lot of people going way too far right, way too far left. I think the idea is to stay in the Senate because we have to listen to both sides, but politicians should be accountable. They shouldn't be in there for so long. Get in there, do your job for maybe 3, 4 terms, the max, and that's it. They used to say, "Oh, they finally figure out how to work it once they've been there a couple of years." Well, then they weren't qualified to begin with. I don't think. Yeah, didn't have the right skills to make friends right away and meet the right people right away. So that's something I plan to bring to this district. It's something I've had to do my whole life is make connections with people and overcome obstacles and find something that's going to please everybody. And that's what congressmen should do. Not make their own personal decisions, not be focused on getting on TV and getting paid to go be at events and making money in the stock market from news and information that they get to hear that's should be national security stuff, it sounds like. So yeah.
And
I
so
think we
on
have to
that
bring
note,
some respect back to our establishment. Absolutely.
do you have any events, any ongoing events or anything coming up in the near future that people should know about, perhaps?
On February 26th, which will be a day after my birthday, I'll be introducing myself at Newark. And before that, you can check out my website, tonyprieto.vote, and my Facebook page also. I'm sure I'm going to try to start putting together some small meet and greets and start getting to know some people within the 33, 34 different towns that I mentioned. So I'm starting to work on that. I wanted to wait to get right past Thanksgiving, and I know there's a lot of holiday parties coming up, so keep an eye out for most of that stuff starting in January, February. I still got to knock on a lot of doors, so if you're out there watching this, I might be knocking on your door soon.
I know you're a hard worker and you are working really hard since the start of the campaign. So when you get elected, what will be your first thing you want to do? What is your first policy you want to introduce? Are you concerned more about the seniors, maybe about the borders, or you're gonna most likely at some point you're gonna meet with President Trump or the majority leader and see what is the agenda? But I'm pretty sure you probably have something in your heart that you want to implement. You know, do you have something in mind that
Well,
you
I
would
do.
like to?
I've been thinking a lot of lately. I've been hearing a lot lately about a lot of young kids leaving the state of Michigan to go find work or life or whatever elsewhere, and I think that should be a big focus. I know that nationally, I think I'm gonna have to go look and see what other congressmen and what other politicians might be working on. But here in Michigan, most importantly, Tom Leonard has started a youth program. He's involved over 50 different young kids from different groups and colleges across the state. And so I've been keeping my eye on that to see how that progresses. And that's one of my focus. There's no specific policy that's being brought up just yet. I think it's something that is starting to get developed. And but I think it should be a big focus. We want to keep people living in this beautiful state. I love living here. It has so much to offer. So by bringing business back, manufacturing back, finding incentives, we talked about the money that we give to other countries and keeping that here. We can start redirecting that to things like helping out veterans, and seniors shouldn't have to continue to be paying property taxes past a certain age. Breaks for students, and also the money can come back to help pay for a lot of trade schools for people. So I'm focusing on bringing jobs back. That's where it starts. People have to have work, they have to have money, dignity, and make enough money also to afford this, to live here. So those are the things I'm going to fight for my first month. Those are the things I think I will be focusing on most, is creating jobs and bringing some manufacturing, and working with the president, trying to as fast as I can, and the Secretary of Labor to find out what incentives, what opportunities there are. Take a look at the past congresswomen's, what they worked on, and see what we can do better. Find where we can cut costs and save money and keep the money here in Michigan.
That's a good point you make, because despite the fact I disagree with Congresswoman Haley Stevens on a vast majority of topics, one thing I will acknowledge is people I talk to always say that they're able to reach out to her office staff, which I do commend her for that. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's very important, especially as a Republican, to always, be on your A game in terms of having a staff that's willing to get back to people in a timely fashion.
That's right. And I know that now that you mentioned that, I definitely want to reform a little more the congressional office. I like to have it something that's even more open and more transparent for people, something that people are not intimidated to come to, something where they can come and ask questions, seek advice, learn about the government, maybe get involved somehow. But yes, I think even Republicans, Democrats, no doubt we all love our country. They love this state. We have differences. But as we talked earlier, the old party lines, and a lot of those are starting to not fly with the people. So we're going to lose people to another side or other issues. So we have to make sure that we keep engaged with even kids that are going to be voters next year. They're 17 years old. They're paying attention now. They're wise, and they're going to the turning point events at their schools. And I've already run to about 3 or 4 events. I mean, they're starting to grow, and they're growing really fast. And
especially in a district like yours that is Dem leaning, we have to meet people where they are to get them where we are. It's an uphill battle, but I think it sounds like you're up to the task.
And I think that listening to them, I try to go to as many events as I can, even if it's nothing to do with exactly the 11th congressional district. It's a lot of stuff I've gone to have been local issues, but like they say, all politics is local. If it's not because it's something that has to do with the congressional district, I'm a voter as well. I'm going to have to vote for my governor. I have to vote for my Secretary of State. So I go and listen to them as well. And so far what I've seen, like I said, everyone's, they love this state. There's a few different ideas. I think what it comes down to is who has the strongest personality and drive to get the job done. And that's what I kind of look for. Because I know, and we know from watching President Trump, I think nowadays in today's politics, it takes a good businessman to get things done. because this environment of politics has been so abused that it takes businessmen to come in and put us back on the right course. And President Trump has proved that. Look where we're going now. And I think that we start doing that on local levels, and as we work our way down, we're going to see these benefits over the next years.
Okay, well, thank you, Tony. Now, for people that would like to support your campaign, I know that you have a lot of volunteers, but always volunteers is needed. And as a
Yes.
lot of young kids that want to be involved in a Republican campaign like yours. So you have a website, you says, can you repeat your website?
I do, and then there you can sign up to volunteer, or you can also call me. If I'll tell you my cell phone or my telephone, our office number is 844 MAGA TJP. So let's make America great again. Tony J. Prieto is a toll-free number, and you can go to tonyprieto.com, Prieto.com or .vote. It all goes to the same place.
Okay, Troy, any other question before we end the show?
No, Tony, I wish you all the best, man, and
Thank you.
get out there and crush it. Just don't
We
let
have,
up, full steam ahead, and just drive until finish line November or whatever the date is.
It definitely comes down and knocking on a lot of doors. And last week I went to an event and I met Sheriff Bouchard. And when I researched him, and he's a great guy, I saw that he got about 150,000 more votes than President Trump. And I'm like, what did this guy do? What is he doing so great that he actually got more votes than Trump? So he got a lot of Democrats to vote for him too. And I asked him what his secret was. He said, every door you knock on, you got to go on how many? I said about 1,000, 1,500. He said, well, you're going to go back to him again before election day. So he goes back twice. So that's what I plan on doing with every signature I get. I'm going to go back and thank them, remind them that the date's coming up. And I hope that along with the grassroots campaign we're pulling up, will get us across the finish line. We have to win. I'm going to win. I'm whatever it takes to win, I'm going to do it. The people
Okay.
the doors I knock on, they're counting on me. They're like, man, okay, go get them. So I feel that energy from the people, and it motivates me, and we're going to win. We have to win. We have to save this country. We have to save this 11th congressional district. It's a beautiful place, and it needs better leadership. And the leadership is going to come from the people, not just me as an individual. It's going to be the people's victory this time.
Well, stay safe out there and keep your guard up, but work hard, and hopefully
Yes,
it pays
sir.
off.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Jose. Thank you, Troy.
Hey, you're very welcome, Tony, and all the best wishes for you. And looking forward to take that seat back. And you're gonna do a great job for the state of Michigan. We need more jobs for young people, because it's true. It has been decreasing some jobs. President Trump is doing the best for us, but we need your support in Congress. And I believe from the bottom of my heart that you're gonna do a very good job. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you, Troy. Always it's a pleasure to see you. It's always nice to see you. Always pictures with big shots. It's impressive. Your picture from Mexico, Troy. You're the man.
Cool stuff, man.
Yeah, Troy is like well connected, not just in Michigan, not just in Oakland County, Michigan, around the world. Thank you, Troy. Thank you, Tony. And thank you, everyone, for watching the show.
Thank you.
And don't forget to sign up and subscribe on our show. Thank you so much, and God bless you. Adios. Bye-bye.
Adios.
Adios.
Gracias.